Hello my friends! Today we're going to be making a baby card, and we're going to be on my trend here of using up my scraps as well as some of my older stamps that I've had that I just haven't used in a while. So let's get started. We're going to use this stamp set that I've had again for a long time. It's Hampton Art, Katie & Co. It's a baby stamp set, and we're just going to use this little onesie. I can't remember the last time I've used this. I'll take the onesie off, put them on my clear block, and I'm going to stamp it on this designer paper here in Early Espresso. Instead of using black, I'm going to be using a dark brown just to go with the little vintagey look I was going for on this card. So I'm just going to stamp it on there. And I'm going to cut that out, but to save on time, I already have one cut out here. If I can find it. Okay, here it is, already cut out. Then I have a coordinating designer paper, that's that same red. I'm going to punch it out in this small scallop. Okay, and that's going to be my accent piece. So I'm just going to get this ready and put some dimensionals on it. So as you can see, I'm using the perimeter of my dimensional sheet. I don't let it go to waste. So I'm going to pop that up, flip that over, and I'm going to pop this up as well. And then I'll just set this aside, and then we'll finish the rest of the card. So let me just adhere the onesie to this scallop so that I don't lose it later. Okay, so that's our little accent. Very simple to do. And then for the card base, I was just going to mix again some old and new. Again, this is a scrap. It's a 12 by 12 strip, and so it doesn't cover my entire card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim it down, and then just sort of paper piece it on, and my layout will sort of cover it. So you'll see what I mean after I do this. So I'm just kind of using itself to measure, turn it over so I can cut it and use that as a guideline so that they're the same size. So now I only have this little scrap left. And what I'm going to do is just layer these on top of each other. And I think I'm going to do it the other way. And then that'll work for my card. So I'm going to, before I do that, let's see, I'm going to adhere these together is what I should do. And I'm just going to size it so that it's a little smaller than my card base. Okay. And I'm going to erase that little pencil mark I made. Okay. Then I wanted to show you another stamp that I've had for a while that I haven't used, which is a really fun one. It's from Close to My Heart, and it's called Simply Stitches, and it has all of these nice stitching, which I don't know why I don't use them. But anyway, I'm going to use them on this card. I'm using this small little zigzag stitch. And I'm going to use it in Red Riding Hood, which is that same red that I used for that scallop circle. And being a clear stamp, it makes it very easy to make this border line up nice around my designer paper. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, get it close to the edge and stamp. And I'm just going to do that on all four sides. Just flip it. That and just go all the way around. It's a very fun, easy stamp set to get this stitching look without having to draw the lines by hand. So I don't know if Close to My Heart still has this stamp set or not. It's been a while. So there's my little paper piece accent there. Now just to add a little bit of layers, and then a little more stamping. So what I'm going to do to hide that line is I'm going to put a paper strip on top so you won't see it. And then just to again to use up some of my materials, I'm going to put a little strip of ribbon on there. And so I wanted to show you my little trick. Well, I don't know if it's a trick. It's just what I do. I got this little, I think it's 3/8 Scotch tape or 1/2 inch Scotch tape from Walgreens on a back to school sale. So it's really dirt cheap. So it's a really small piece of tape. And then I just use that. So I fold over my ribbon. Sorry if you can't see that. And then I just put a little piece of tape on the back to hold it in place. So then I just lay my ribbon flat and do the same thing on the other side. So that way I don't use adhesive. This is a little easier to use, and because it's small, it works for these little small strips. So I'm just going to put tape on that. Sorry if my hands are blocking. Okay, so that's going to be another accent strip that I'm going to lay down here on my card. So before I do that though, just because I know I want to stamp my sentiment and I don't want this to get in the way, I need my pencil here. So I'm just going to line up my piece here, and I'm just going to draw a line lightly of where the top of it is so I know where to stamp. I'm going to stamp my sentiment right up there. So for my sentiment, I got this little Welcome Little One, and again, this I've had for years. I don't even know the brand. I believe I just bought the rubber and I made it on the block myself when I went to a stamping convention a long time ago. So I'm sorry, I don't know who it's from. So I need my Stamp-A-Ma-Jig. So I already pre-stamped it on my clear piece of here. And I'm going to stamp the words Little One first. So what I do is I line it up a little bit above that line. And then I'm going to ink up in the same Early Espresso. And I'm just going to ink up the words Little One. So you can do this without a marker by just using the corner of your ink pad. And that's why Stampin' Up's ink pads are nice, because they have these little finger grippers. Makes it nice to do this. Okay, so then I'm going to stamp the words Little One. So I line up my words here and line up my jig. Oh, sorry, that didn't work. Little One is going to go right there. Okay, now I'm going to go stamp. Okay, and then now I got to clean my stamp. And then I'm going to do the same and just use the word welcome. And I like to stamp off of my scratch paper to get the little residue off, to make sure I don't get that on my card, because that's happened to me many times. Okay, so now I'm going to put the word welcome where I want it, a little bit off and above. Put my T-square there. And then I'm going to ink up. Oh, I should have inked it up first, sorry. Let me ink it up first. Again, just using the corner of the ink pad. And now let me line up my word again. Welcome. And my jig is going to go right there. Okay, there we go. And now I have my sentiment, Welcome Little One. And now I'm just going to put it all together. So put some adhesive on this. And let me erase my line. Okay. There we go. And I should actually put this on the base. Look at it. Difficult. Okay, and I just put a little bit more adhesive than normal just because it's a bunch of pieces, so I want to make sure they're all covered in adhesive. So I'm going to line up my strips here. Okay, and see this little guy's perking up? Just put a little more adhesive on the end. It's just because of the Scotch tape, I believe. So I just didn't. Make sure you put adhesive over the Scotch tape. And then now my little accent piece. Take off my dimensional strips. And it's going to go right here. So this is again another cute way I've been able to utilize my scraps, as well as some older stamps that I've had. So enjoy and happy stamping!